Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about World Trade Organization. World Trade Organization is an intergovernmental organization that regulates international trade with certain rules. Its headquarters in Geneva, Switzerland, founded in 1st January 1995 under the Marrakesh Agreement, replaced GATT, that's General Agreement on Tariff and Trade of 1948, which was acting as a trade international organization to regulate trade. Then functions of WTO, it regulates trade between member countries, provides framework for negotiations of trade agreements, dispute resolution. For example, Indian mangoes. Indian mangoes were earlier banned in Europe due to it had pesticides. They said so they banned it. Likewise, we banned the import of chicken from USA, citing a reason that was it had bird flu. So to prevent spread of disease in India, we banned the chicken. But later also there were many cases of bird flu in India. Then later, US took this matter to WTO. They gave a justice. They gave the justice with favor to USA. Then oversees the implementation and operation of the covered agreement, acts as a forum for negotiation, reviews the national trade policies to ensure the transparency of trade policies, assistance to developing and least developed countries by giving technical cooperation and training. Because when World WTO comes with certain rules and regulations, so to adapt those rules and regulations, some technical cooperation is necessary where it is lacking. So the WTO gives some technical cooperation to them and training to the member countries. Works with other agencies like World Bank and IMF to achieve coherence in global economic policy making. So World Bank and IMF plays a major role in economic policy, global economic policy. So WTO also acts among these major financial institutions, administer trade policy review mechanism, maintain database of tariff information notified in free trade agreements, and research and analysis, publication of various reports like World Trade Report and other publications. Principles of trading system. One is non-discrimination. It has two things: most favored nation and national treatment policy. MFN we call it as most favored nation. So suppose if we give MFN status to one country, we have to treat all the countries in a way we treat MFN country. So we have to all the member countries we have to treat in a similar way. National treatment policy is if we treat domestic product in one way. If we import a similar kind of product from other country, we should not discriminate that product. How you are treating the domestic product, in the same way we have to treat this product also. Reciprocity, desire to limit the scope of free trading and desire to obtain access to free markets. Binding and enforceable commitments, they are tariff commitments. This is tariff commitments and ceiling binding. Transparency, members publish their trade regulations regarding internal transparency. Safeguards, restrict trade on certain grounds like health. As I said, Indian mangoes were earlier banned in Europe because they cited the reason that it had a pesticides. So like that they can then if any disease, to prevent any spread of disease and such kind of reasons they use this safety valve to prevent import or export. Issues in trading, protectionism. So this protection is protecting domestic companies. Then next one is trade barriers, tariff and non-tariff barriers. Tariff barrier is like taxes. Non-tariff barriers like providing some quotas only, limited quotas, and above that you can't import, like that. Then license. Then subsidies like domestic products. Sometimes some members will give subsidies for the production of certain products. And violation of intellectual property, WTO acts as a mediator to solve these issues. Subsidiary bodies of General Council: Council for Trade in Goods, Council for Trade Related Aspects of Intellectual Property Rights, TRIPS. Then GATS, that's Council for Trade in Services, Trade Negotiations Committee. Various important agreements are Agreement on Agriculture, This is very important, which was signed in 1995. It has three things: domestic support, market access, export subsidies, gases, general agreement, tariff and trade, general agreement in trade and services, TRIPS, trade related intellectual property rights in 1994, agreement on technical barriers to trade 1994, agreement on the application of sanitary and phytosanitary measures, that is sanitary phytosanitary measures. For example, when we export or import a product, plant, like mango, if I say if it contains pesticides, they will ban it. Then sanitary measures, like regarding if any prevention of any disease. For example, we banned US chicken, so chickens, import of chicken from USA. Agreement on custom valuations, that's regarding the custom procedure. Important ministerial conferences. First one is Doha Development Round of 2001, which had a conflicting interest between developed and developing countries with regard to farm subsidies. It had protectionism, fair trade, etc. Farm subsidies, some countries like India, farming sector is very poor, so they give subsidies to the farmers for a better agricultural production. But whereas in USA also they give farm subsidies, but their farms are a large big farmers, they are corporate farmers. But even though they give subsidies, so there are a lot of differences there, so the conflict arose. And protectionism, fair trade, but special SSM is nothing but special safeguard mechanism. Special safeguard mechanism was given to developing countries, so because of that the developing countries can protect the domestic farmers. Then Bali package of 2013 lowered global trade barriers, trade facilitation agreement, fast movement of goods, easy custom clearance and release of goods easily in the port or wherever custom clearance is required. Some WTO terminologies, subsidies identified by boxes, like traffic light, we have different colors, those colors like used here. Green, products of import or export is permitted. Amber, reduced or slowed down. Red, forbidden. Blue, subsidies tied to programs that limit the productions. Thank you.